So you're thinking about boat insurance, huh? Maybe you just bought a boat, or you're planning to, and now you're wondering, do I really need boat insurance? Or maybe you're asking yourself, how much is this going to cost me? Well, don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's break this down in the simplest way possible. First things first, do you need boat insurance? Technically, it's not always required by law, but here's the thing. What happens if your boat gets damaged, stolen, or worse, if you accidentally hit someone else's property? Without insurance, you'd have to pay for everything out of pocket. And trust me, boat repairs aren't cheap. Plus, if you financed your boat, most lenders actually require insurance before they hand over the keys. So yeah, while it's not always legally required, it's definitely a smart move if you don't want to end up in a financial nightmare. Now let's talk about cost. Probably one of the biggest concerns, right? You might be wondering, how much does boat insurance actually cost? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on a few things. What type of boat you have, how old it is, how powerful the engine is, where you store it, and even where you plan to use it. A small fishing boat, that's going to cost way less to insure than a high-speed yacht. And if you live in an area with lots of hurricanes or storms, yep, that's going to push the price up too. Now, here's something a lot of people don't realize. Not all boat insurance policies cover the same things. Some only cover damage to your boat, while others cover liability too. Liability coverage is super important because if you accidentally cause damage to someone else's boat, dock, or even injure someone, you don't want to be stuck paying for that out of pocket. Imagine this, you're out on the water, everything is going great, and then bam! You hit another boat. Without liability coverage, that's all on you. Speaking of coverage, you might be wondering, what exactly does boat insurance cover? Well, a good policy should cover things like accidents and collisions, whether you hit something or someone else crashes into you, theft and vandalism, if your boat gets stolen or damaged by vandals, weather damage, storms, hurricanes, floods. These can wreck a boat in minutes, fire and explosions. Yeah, it sounds extreme, but boats have fuel tanks and accidents happen. Medical payments, if you or your passengers get injured in a boating accident. But here's the tricky part. Not every policy covers everything by default. That's why when you're getting a quote, you need to ask questions. Does this policy cover storm damage? What about if my boat sinks? Will it cover my fishing gear or personal belongings on board? Trust me, you don't want to find out you're not covered after something goes wrong. And here's another thing. Boat insurance isn't just about protecting your boat, it's about protecting your wallet too. Some people think, oh, I'll just skip insurance and take the risk. But let's be real, accidents happen. And when they do, the costs add up fast. Even a small repair can cost thousands. And if you get sued, that could ruin you financially. Now, you might be asking, where do I even get a boat insurance quote? The good news is it's super easy. Most insurance companies let you get a free quote online in just a few minutes. All you have to do is enter details like your boat's make, model, and where you plan to use it, and they'll give you an estimate. But don't just take the first quote you see. Compare prices, check customer reviews, and most importantly, read the fine print. You want to make sure you're actually getting the coverage you need. Oh, and one last thing. If you already have home or auto insurance, check with your provider. A lot of times, bundling your boat insurance with other policies can save you money. So there you have it. A complete beginner's guide to boat insurance. Do you need it? Absolutely. How much will it cost? It depends. What should you look for? Coverage that protects both your boat and your bank account. And when in doubt, always ask questions, because the more you know, the better choices you can make. All right, now tell me, what kind of boat are you insuring? Let me know in the comments.